So, here's the news, guys. This I saw a couple of days ago. It was last updated May 22nd, and this should worry everyone. This should worry every single person who uses online gaming libraries, especially subscription-based ones. So, in this instance, the major issue was 3 days ago, EA Games literally vanished. User libraries were emptied overnight. And for basically all day, if you go down the list, not everyone, but like so many people just kept talking about how their games are just gone from EA. And it was really weird because, like, for example, this person, it wasn't all of their games, it was just two of their games. It was crazy. It was like, there was no rhyme or reason. And, the other weird part was that no one really covered it. So basically, like, it was only up to, like, people like a Pirate Nation, which is, just some random, like, blogger doing gaming news and stuff. But no actual gaming journalism covered this at all. And it was affecting thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Look at this. Everyone is just continuing to go on it. It's just absolutely crazy. But so I decided to try to look for the information. Like, man, I'm like, oh, let's see what, like, Dexerto talked about this, or IGN, or Game Rant, or anything. No one covered it. Literally, no one covered it, guys. The only one that I found covered it was like a very short message from metro.co.uk. And they were just saying like that there was some bug that wiped digital games from EA's library on the 22nd. And EA's like, oh, we're aware of the issue. Just log out and back in. And if you look at this tweet, oh God, let's see. Can I link it here? Let's see. I think I can. Okay, perfect. You'll see just a line of people being like, yeah, this doesn't work. Yep, it's still not working. Oh, I'm banned again. Oh no, mine isn't fixed. And it's just line after line after line with no one actually getting this fixed. I don't even know what's fixed yet. I don't use EA, so because I don't like trash and I don't like eating literal bowls of crap. But a lot of other people do, and I have no idea if this is an issue that's persisting right now or not. But I will say that it was quite interesting to see just people just saying that it's not fixed yet. So metro.co.uk reports that this has caused lots of confusion, with theories being that it's a bug in EA servers, only affecting downloadable content, which is not true. It was affecting a lot of other content as well. I can confirm that from at least my look over, just shocked eyes, just looking over what happened and how many people were affected in which ways. Where the issue occurs when you link your Xbox or PS account to the EA app. Remember how we were talking about the PlayStation app? How we were talking about the other apps with Origin, Ubisoft, and all those as well? This is the problem. A lot of times these apps and these connections don't play well together either. So when you connect these things, you have more points of conflict that things can break. And also, they should illustrate to everyone, you don't own any of these things in any subscription model. You don't own any of them. And also, like, Steam is relatively trustworthy compared, but even they could at some point say, you know what, you don't own your stuff either. And they might face a lawsuit for that. But, these subscription services very much do not a lot of times. They're quite protected on this case. Metro says the TOS in these apps also flat out tell you they can remove your access at any time for any reason. Exactly, yes. Correct. Even if it's a bug. So yeah, this is a major issue, and it always harkens back to me that what is the saying? If it isn't, if you're not owning it, then it's not piracy to pirate it, or something like that. I think that was the statement, and I'm not on that level yet, but I will say that this is really, really scummy shit from EA. And there has still been no real reason why this has been occurring. EA has continued to do this. Has been a persistent problem with online issues with online services, and how fast you can lose access to everything. Remember, it was only about a month ago that we had over 1.5 million people who owned Helldivers that overnight lost their access to Helldivers completely. Now, those people got their access back, but everyone in those countries, the 177 countries that cannot connect to PSN, they still cannot actually buy Helldivers 2 anymore. They're just locked out. They're completely locked out. This is also locked out for Ghost of Tsushima with the exact same countries. The exact same countries cannot buy Ghost of Tsushima. 177 different countries, and this includes large countries. This includes parts of China. This includes, several countries in Europe. This includes the Baltics. This includes South American countries. This includes a lot of countries everywhere. And you cannot actually even buy games. Why? Not because of the game itself. It's because of the PSN network. Every single time you have one of these network logins, it has massive issues. They backpedaled on the Helldivers thing. They backpedaled on the people losing access, and that was only after we forced them. But the problem was, even though we forced them to do that, people in those 177 countries, Shay, still cannot buy the game. To this day. Pilestedt, the CEO, well, no, he's no longer CEO. He actually just stepped down. I did cover that yesterday. But those people in those countries, Pilestedt did confirm, they still cannot buy Helldivers. You cannot actually buy Helldivers as a new player anymore in those 177 countries and regions. Absolutely. That is still to this day. That's the problem. The people who bought it before, now they have access back. But the people who do not have it already and were trying to get it or whatever like that, they can't buy it. And Sony is losing their ass right now, trying to figure out why people are leaving the game for Helldivers 2 and why their numbers are shrinking more and more and more. And I see like posts on Twitter about Helldivers major orders being failed. And I'm like, yeah, it's still Sony. What do you expect if you cut off your game from being bought in 177 different countries? No shit, gamers are still going to be a little bit pissed about that. The people who play the game, like me, are going to play it less. I haven't played Helldivers since the debacle started. And I love Helldivers. It's still my game of the year. But am I going to play it when 177 countries cannot? No, fuck them. You know why? Because again, guys, what have I told you since the first time I started making videos on these subjects on YouTube? For about 6 months. Companies bend, break, and give up and give in. They bend over and they take it in the ass when gamers are actually unified against them. We saw that with Helldivers 2, and if Helldivers 2 gamers get unified again over this, guess what? They'll give access back to 177 different countries. They will do it. I don't know if the Helldivers community is strong enough to go back to that entire boycott situation, though. Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima is blocked in the same country. Exactly, Mithra. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. So, yeah, my recommendation is everyone who cares about these games, just know when you buy games on a subscription service or like you're expecting to have your game library on any of these subscription services, like in this case, EA or PSN Network or Xbox and things like that, you can lose your access in an instant. You do not actually own those games. Do not get it twisted. They can take that access away anytime. If you're okay with that, you're okay with that. I own certain games on those things as well. On PSN Network especially, because a lot of the games are only offered via PS Plus and so on. But I will say, that also, remember to, for these companies that you really care about, for these games you really care about, to be extremely vocal and be unified and be strong. If the Helldivers community had stayed strong and not completely, reversed before the work was done, we would have gotten full access back to all 177 different countries. People would be able to buy Helldivers again. But Sony knows gamers' memories are quite short. Even though they lost their ass on their stock, and that's why they changed their decision. Their stock dropped like 10% in the span of 3 days at that point. Now that everything is back to normal on their front, the stock went back they went back to their old shenanigans, and they have decided to, at this point, wait it out with us. They're not going to give that access back to 177 different countries because we are already forgetting what happened, and it's only been like a week and a half. So just stay strong, guys. Keep your memories strong, keep your will strong, and know that these companies are always weaker than us if we stay unified. There we go. That's my little information. If you liked it, give it a like, give it a sub, give it a comment, and tell me your favorite part. Got lots of news here, guys. Don't worry. It was never going to be long-lasting. They just got rid of it faster than expected. Exactly. Yeah. People don't care about Helldivers enough to fight for it. I think it's not that. I think it's like actually just that a lot of people thought the issue was fixed. So a lot of people saw that, you know, the gamers that lost access got their access back. And even that was like very shaky for a bit. It was shaky for a couple extra days, a couple extra weeks. And then we got that back. And a lot of gamers who were upset about the situation, rightfully so, and they were strong about it, they just haven't realized that gamers in those countries, those regions, 177 of them, cannot buy the game still. So Sony is still dragging their feet. There are certain people that are covering this still, like me, Pirate Gaming, who is the maker of that indie game. He's very popular on Twitch now. I forget what game does he make? I don't even remember. But he's a nice guy. He covers a lot of this type of news and tries to hold gaming companies to account. Highly recommend you follow his account on Twitter for sure. I definitely am. Besides like me and him, I have not seen anyone else talk about it. I think Bellular has mentioned it once. That, you know, PSN has not still given back access to those countries. But most people think that everything's hunky-dory. That's the problem. It's not that they're, like, being bad about it. It's that they just don't realize it. It's ignorance. It's ignorance about it, about the situation and the depth of it. That's the problem. And if people don't cover it, this is another reason that games journalism being dead, essentially, is so negative for the gaming community. It's because when things like this happen, gamers don't realize. If we don't have news articles covering this, how the fuck are we going to realize? And we're learning about it on TikTok? Yeah, exactly. Lots of people talk about it on TikTok? Yeah. Are they still talking about it to this day, though, Shay? If they are, then, hey, that's interesting. I didn't realize that. I can hope so. That would be great news, but I don't know.